But basically what I want to ask, was there any players that you thought were knobheads at the time?
At the time? Pascal Chimbonda.
Welcome back to Sporf. My name is Will Brazier. Now on How To, we love to give you behind the scenes access, and today is no different. We're in Wigan, who've just been promoted to the Championship, and their chairman is David Sharpe, who's 26 years old. So let's go and speak to him. Only one place to start. Massive congratulations on promotion. What was it like? Was it a big relief in the end?
Yeah, massive relief. We felt we were the best team in the league, us and Blackburn. Obviously Shrewsbury were doing so well for the size of the club and the size of the town and the budget they've got. But we always felt we would get there in the end, and it came about. It was a great day. The weather was nice. It was about 20 degrees. We won 4-0. So it turned into a great day, a great night. What the team have achieved under the manager Paul Cook, unbelievable. You've got to give them so much credit, because we'd suffered a relegation last season, and since then we've had an FA Cup run. We've beaten Man City. We got to the quarterfinals of the FA Cup and won a promotion. So it's been a great season, and I think you've just got to be thankful for the players and the staff.
You spoke of making big decisions when you came in. One of those was to get rid of Malky Mackay. Now, I've not met Malky Mackay, but he looks like a scary guy. How was that kind of one-on-one with him? Malky was. It wasn't easy, because, like you said, he's a big name in the game, and I was a young 23-year-old having to sack a manager, and him he's a big name, and I didn't want it to come across that I was making a rash decision or anything like that. It was, because it could have been seen as like you were trying to stamp your mark.
No, yeah. I mean, I'd been working with Malky from within the football club for a while, and I knew what was wrong and what was right, and I could tell that, well, we were 9 points adrift, and things were going wrong at the training ground, and it was a bad vibe around the place. And Malky was a great guy, but it came about on I think it was Easter Monday, and we had a game on the Friday, so I wanted to get it done. I think we got beat 3 in a row or something like that, and we were cut adrift quite badly. So I had to speak to him straight away after the game on Monday, which I never liked doing, because I think you should always wait till the next day or the day after that. But we had a game on the Friday, so if I would have waited till Tuesday, then I wouldn't have got any managers till maybe the Wednesday or Thursday, and then all of a sudden you're travelling to London because we're away. So there's so many things on your head as to why you do it, and he took it quite well. I think football managers seem to be used to it. It's obviously quite a common thing in football. He may have expected it, but again, it's not easy saying those words. You don't. It's not like The Apprentice, where you can just say you're sacked like that. But no, it's not as dramatic as that. You sort of try and explain why, but they probably don't listen to you. They're probably the red mist is descending. But he was good about it, to be fair.
What's that like, dealing with agents? If someone in, like, as a young chairman,
yeah,
did people take the piss to start with?
I think they did to start with. Yeah, I think they did. I think agents, they're quite. They know what they're doing. They line themselves with the right people, and I think straight away they must have saw Wigan still had parachute payments, still a so-called wealthy club in the league, and they saw me as a young chairman. They must have just thought we'll be fine with him. He'll give us what we want, and so that's that. But thankfully, I'm a bit sort of. I knew their game a bit, and I've got people like the CEO here and head of recruitment, and we managed to rein it in a bit with the agents, because they do take advantage of certain situations.
March 2015, you're 23, you take over Wigan Athletic. Can you remember what that moment was like?
Yeah, it's quite surreal, to be honest with you, because, like you say, I was 23 years old and still only 26 now, and for somebody to be running a football club at under the age of 30 is remarkable. It's something that raises eyebrows, that creates headlines and people question, but to be a 23-year-old, it was a bit bizarre. Other guys are in uni or just leaving uni, or some of them are at home trying to get a job and just sat on the sofa gaming. Yeah, and I was all of a sudden I was running a football club. It was something that I was hopeful I was going to be involved in the running of a football club, Wigan, obviously one day, with my granddad being who he was, but I just didn't see it coming so early.
So it was a massive surprise at the time?
Yeah, big surprise. I was working within the football club in different departments, but I never felt I would be, the staff and the players would be calling me the chairman when I was 23 years old. It was very surreal.
What was that like to deal with to start with?
It was quite strange, because I knew a lot of the players, because I was working within the club. They knew me and the staff knew me, but they didn't see me as the boss. Obviously I wasn't the boss, I was just another member of staff. So it was very strange, because you don't want to change. I didn't want to change who I was, but you have to slightly, because they'd look to you as, so you can't be you've got to be a bit sort of different in how you approach certain situations. You can't be as friendly with the players, you can't be as friendly with the staff, but you still have to try and be yourself to a degree, because if you start pretending you're something you're not, then people will find you out. So it was quite surreal, I think. But what helped probably more than anything was it was March, like I said, and the end of the season was only a month or two away. So when everybody then went away on holiday, I could then plan and put in place what I wanted to put in place.
Was that like like 3 or 4 months to the end of the season? Was that kind of like your breaking in, learning period?
Yeah, sort of. I mean, I got when I took over from my granddad, I think we were about 8 or 9 points cut adrift at the bottom. So fancy, yeah. Cheers, just pass the blame on to me. So yeah, I was almost planning for the relegation anyway in my head, and the changes that I wanted to make, it made it easier. But it's just a difficult transition, because 1 minute you're just in the recruitment department, and obviously they knew I was the owner's grandson, so they probably treated me differently anyway. But I tried to remain like I was one of them, and then the next day it's funny, because you don't want them to call you chairman, but that's how it is in football. And some of them sometimes, even in the canteen or whatever, they'd see me, they'd say my name, and then they'd be like, oh, sorry chairman. It's like, you don't need to apologise for that, don't worry.
You spoke about being a fan since 4 years old. What was it like growing up around the club, especially when we were speaking before about that kind of 2005 era, your Jason Roberts, Nathan Ellington? Was there players that you got on with, and but basically what I want to ask, was there any players that you thought were knobheads at the time?
At the time, Pascal Chimbonda. Yeah. No, I was only 13 or 14, so I guess I didn't really know them personally. But fans have, and I was just a supporter. So you have your sort of. It's different when you're in my position now, because I know each player personally, and I work with them, and I'm in this environment where, yeah. But no, they're all good lads, to be fair. But it's different, because you know what goes on behind the scenes. You know why a player wants to leave. You know why X, Y, and Z happens. Whereas when you're just a fan, you don't know all the inside info to why a player wants to leave. So Chimbonda at the time, when, to be fair, he was a bit of an idiot, but he handed a transfer request in. I think we got beat by Arsenal on the last day. It was the last ever game at Highbury, and I mean, I wasn't involved in running the club by all means, because I was very young. But my granddad was the chairman, and after the game, Chimbonda in the dressing room handed the manager at the time, Paul Jewell, just a piece of paper. After the full time, we got beat 4-2, and this was literally 10 minutes after full time.
At Highbury?
At Highbury. And he just opened it, he just said, this is my transfer request.
Well, that's all it said.
So yeah, that's a strange one because I mean he mustn't have been able to speak good English to
Just one sentence.
yeah. So
Oh, right.
yeah, so that was those are the players that you don't like really. But like we had the Duke, Nathan Ellington, Roberts, Jimmy Ballard. He was a good one.
Was he like you see him on screen and such a great personality? Was he?
Yeah.
Around here?
I mean, I've only heard stories, and some of the stories I can't tell, but he does some of the stuff. It sounds mad, to be honest with you. Yeah, he's like he is on TV, and like he is, like you see the YouTube videos of him. I think he's like that every day. I just think he's a bit crazy, to be honest with you, but he's funny. He is funny.
One of the other kind of big moments before you came into charge was the big FA Cup win in 2013, and we've got a quote here about the celebrations from the night. It said, "It went a bit over the top. I think we were the first to do tequilas in the royal box. It wasn't champagne for us." Was that a big night at Wembley?
Yeah, that was a big night, to be honest with you. And when we went back, we played Man U in the, what's it called now? Not Charity Shield.
Yeah.
The people in the box, in the royal box, were like, "Oh no!" As soon as we walked in, I was like, "Oh no, this is not a good reaction." So to be fair, they remembered us quite well from that night. It's a strange one because you think the royal box is. It sounds like it's got Prince William and the Queen, but it's not quite like that. It's a massive, massive room.
Oh, is it?
Probably had 100 people in.
Oh.
So it wasn't as exclusive as it sounds. It's obviously nice and the food's nice, but I remember when we scored, and a woman who worked for the FA told us to calm down.
What, the FA Cup? It was last minute as well, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was 91st minute to win the FA Cup, beating Man City. Calm down.
Was Prince William in attendance?
No, I don't think he was there, but calm down, yeah. I think we just politely ignored her. Yeah, so it turned into a hell of a night, to be honest with you. It was my birthday on the day.
Your birthday as well?
Yeah, birthday on the 11th of May. So I'd had something booked for the night out anyway, regardless of the score.
Was that? I mean, it was a shock. Was that probably just not for a celebration of an FA Cup win? Was it more for the birthday? Or did you always have a bit of belief?
No, had zero belief. But we took the sort of policy, what they say, win or lose on the booze, and that was my sort of motto for the night, because we were still. I think we'd got to Europe anyway for getting to the final. I think I've forgotten who finished 6th or whatever, but we were in Europe anyway, so we just thought, well, whatever happens, it's a hell of an achievement. We can go celebrate. Because the worst thing you can do if you get beat is go home and not have a drink. You just feel even worse. But it ended up getting a bit messy. Yeah. My granddad and his directors at the time and his friends went to a different restaurant, and we all, me and my mates and my brothers and a lot of other people went to STK in London. I don't know if you know it. Yeah, went there. And then went on to a club, and yeah, that's what we'll leave it.
Just finally, wanted to, obviously there's been big success on the pitch, but working in the social world, there's been some big wins off it. We're talking Will Griggs on fire.
Yeah.
Which came to light again on the celebration.
The other night, yeah.
Were you there for that?
I was.
Was he on your shoulder?
No, he was on Nick Meese's shoulders. Who's the physio, who's you might have seen before in the video, who's a tank. He's like the biggest physio you'll ever see.
Okay.
Yeah, so Greggy's not the biggest though, so he can't have been too heavy to lift up, but yeah, he was on his shoulders.
And then we've had the lads, the Up the Ticks come on.
Yeah, DJ Keno, Sean Kennedy, yeah.
Good lad.
Is that, or is it, which one was Up the Ticks?
Yeah.
1-0 Will Grigg Up the Ticks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that like, do you think that's been down to like part of you getting on social media as well, and it's just like gives the club that extra buzz as well?
Yeah, I think the Will Grigg's on fire from, when was it now, 2 years ago.
Yeah.
I mean, that just exploded, didn't it? It was crazy. It was all before the Euros. I think it was within Wigan. It was the chant was ongoing, obviously, but I think it was only when I tweeted about the free season ticket and different things like that, it exploded, and had the band Blonde, or DJ Blonde, I don't know if it's whatever it is, but they got in touch with me, and yeah, they wanted to, so they made a remix of the song, which all the proceeds went to charity, and it reached, it was, at one point it was 6th on the iTunes charts.
You're in a band, that'd be big.
And I was listed as producer because I came up with a couple, yeah. So if you go on the producers of that song, I'm listed there. And yeah, and because I came up with a few of the lyrics to the song, Blonde were asking me. So I forgot what was the bit when he gets on a plane to France, and that was sort of I came up with that in Mallorca, yeah.
Well, I was going to finish on what's your greatest accomplishment, so
it's that.
Is that it?
Well, the promotions obviously, but I don't think any chairman can say they've also got a song in the top 10 of the iTunes charts. So yeah.
Gotcha. David, thank
cheers.
you very much for your time.
Thanks.
So massive thanks to Wigan Athletic for having us down today. It's been a great experience, great people, great club. Up the ticks, come on!